So guys, I've been reading all your comments and there's been so many of you going, can you build a Horde base pit? How do you build that pit base? How do you build the Horde pit base thing? How do you build a bomber base? I've seen all your comments, so I'm going to show you how to build this Horde base block by block. So to get started, you're going to need a little bit of space. So I recommend something like 21 by 11. As you can see here, I've kind of made out the measurements for you. So we've got 17 by 7 and it's 8 tall. And then over here, I've just basically made a little square space so that we can just focus on building that and try and replicate it. Okay, so I do recommend that you start with just the basic like particle board frame thing. You can always upgrade it a little bit later on, right? So and also makes the it a little bit easier. If you make a mistake, you can always pick it back up, right? Whereas if you use cobblestone or concrete like that, it's permanent. It's going to be a pain in the bum to like kind of get rid of the stone and pick it back up. So use the particle board one. It's going to be easier. Okay. Once you have your space, for this instance, I'm just going to basically guess where the middle is. You're going to count 8 from the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you have your 8th block here, you're going to put a 9th block, okay? And this is going to be the beginning of your pit, okay? So you're going to make this 7 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to do this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again here, all the way across like that. And you're just basically going to join this up right here. Like that. This makes it so that the internal space is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And this is essentially the area that you're going to dig out. When you dig out the pit, it doesn't have to be necessarily as deep as the one that I made in that one. If I just jump over here, this one's like super deep. You don't need it that deep at all. You just need it like 6 deep, 7 deep, something like that. So I'm basically just going to go ahead and dig out everything here, including the blocks underneath here, right? Because this is going to be essentially your pit wall. So you need to dig this out anyway. So I'm going to dig this out for you guys, and then we'll be back when the pit is essentially dug out. So I've dug the hole now, guys, and the next stage is basically just to line the walls of the hole. So again, you're just going to take your board or whatever it is, or just to line this up. Now, you can use, obviously, your strongest blocks that you have here, because this is just the wall lining. You shouldn't make that many mistakes. And you're basically just going to fill this all up, all the way along the bottom, so you can have a strong bottom as well, like this, right? And then it's totally up to you as well. You can either... you can just leave it like 1 block deep, or you can make it double like thick, okay, if you really wanted to, just to have a little like more protection, so you doesn't, when they explode and when you throw grenades down there, they're gonna last a little bit longer, and you're not gonna actually hit the bottom as well. But when you're lining this up, you're gonna do the wall here as well, right? Like this, all the way around the side. And then you're going to line it up all the way around to the top. And as you're lining it up, you're basically going to make a stairway as well, right? Like this. So then that way, you're going to be able to get out the hole as well, right? And as when you're building this, maybe, I don't know, have a friend help you or something like that. Just to make sure that you can actually get out. And then when you line it all up, essentially, you're just going to be backfilling this in like this. Like so. Okay, so you can basically just get out. I hope that kind of makes sense. All right. On the bottom, you don't want to leave it just flat like this. Okay, you want to have ramps along the edges, and the reason why is basically to make them think that they can jump up when they can't. All right. So I've just done 2 layers, and I'll show you what I mean. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need the wedge tip. Like this, or the wedge 60, and you're going to rotate it so it's pointing upwards like this. Okay, so if I rotate this, so it's looking like that, so the narrow end is on top here, and then you're going to get the wedge tip, and you're going to basically put this on top like that. Okay, so essentially because this angle is a steeper slope, they're going to try and jump on it, and they're going to slide down just exactly like I am, right? And you're going to replicate this all the way around. And for the wedge corners, you're going to use this block shape right here, which is the what was it, just literally called the wedge corner, I think. Wedge inside corner top. You're going to put that in there like that, and you're going to put those in the corner like so. And then what you're going to do is basically just fill this out. And I think there's another shape here that you can put on top. Yep, this one, the wedge inside corner, so you can put that on there as well, and that should hopefully basically fill that corner. So if we just copy this, so you can hold down R, copy shape, and then you can do this as well, copy rotation, and do that. And then you're going to copy this shape here, and then copy rotation, and that should complete your corner just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna basically build this all up to the top, including the edges as well. So I'll be right back when I basically fill all this pit up. Additionally as well, remember, this is going to be the pit. You need to build it out of the strongest thing that you have. So as you're building up your frame shapes, you want to either be just placing the blocks down directly. So if it's going to be a steel block, put the steel down, or if it's going to be like a concrete block, put the concrete block down. But if not, get all the materials that you need. So I've got here cobblestone, concrete, and steel, and just upgrade it as you're going along. Okay, this is also great for your XP as well, and you need it to be the strongest that you can possibly get. Okay, if you can only get like cobblestone, then so be it. And then as these blocks get destroyed over time, because they will get destroyed over time, you can just basically upgrade them as you replace them. So if this block gets destroyed, let's say during the Horde Night, and behind the block is still cobblestone, just basically upgrade it and then put the new block back in. Okay, so just like this, like that, and then we copy rotation like so, and just continue on. So yeah, I'm gonna keep building this, upgrading everything, and then yeah, we'll be back when basically filled this hole in. And the last block is right here. So that's the pit done now. As you can see, it looks pretty well, it looks pretty sturdy, doesn't it? And then just to kind of finish off, we're going to build it one more block upwards, okay? And the reason is we're going to add an extra layer of blocks on top as well, because you don't want to be building directly onto the ground, because that's going to be significantly weaker and not going to give you the structural support that you need. So ideally, you want to basically build your floor out as much as you possibly can. Okay, so I'm gonna follow the dimensions of there, and basically just fill this whole area with enough like blocks to kind of fill the ground to give me a sturdy kind of foundation to build on. And the same with this one as well. I'm just gonna basically fill this whole area with steel. Again, it doesn't have to be steel. If I would recommend stronger materials like cobblestone or even concrete, but as long as it's not like, you know, the particle board, because you're not going to hold anything up at that point. But yeah, so I'm just going to make this foundation, and then we'll go on and build the legs of the base, so you can start building the actual main part of the base. So the foundations have been made, so this gives us a sturdy kind of ground to kind of build on now, so there's no kind of weak flooring underneath. And then we're going to work on the legs now, and the legs I used for that particular base over there was the pole here. So if I just hold down R whilst I've got the menu up, and then we're going to select the pole here, right? Just simple pole. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do the same here. 1, 2, 3, and the same on this side. 1, 2, 3, and then we're basically just going to replicate it on all 4 corners like this. So the 4 corners are done now, and then you're going to basically just fill in the middle here to make it basically a little bit symmetrical. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to miss 1, and we're going to put 1 right there. 2, 3. Just gives it a little bit of symmetry. I know there's no like blocks in this one in the middle, but you could add another pole in there as well, so that's not a big issue. And then we're going to basically replicate this as well on all 4 sides. So again, 4 here like this. So you should have something that kind of looks like this. It's kind of like a really poorly designed cage, right? Okay, and then the next thing we're going to focus on is, rather than focus on the body first, we're going to focus on the catwalk. Okay, so we're going to start the catwalk right here. So to build the catwalks, you're just basically going to add a couple of more blocks to the poles themselves. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, like this, and then you're gonna nerd pole up here like so. And then you're gonna place 2 more blocks on this side here. So we're gonna do 1 on this side and then 1 on this side, and then essentially I'm gonna use the boards here. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, like that, and we're gonna put that there so it's supporting, and then go 1, 2, like so, and then we're gonna go on this side 1, 2, like that. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 wide, and then you can essentially go 1 down like this, and to make stairs like that. Okay, so down the stairs like this, and we're gonna go add another one down here like so. So essentially that's gonna be stairs, and then what we're gonna do is gonna get the stairs and then put that along the blocks right here like that. Okay, so it's a clear path going upwards like so. Now I'm gonna switch to the actual steel blocks here, because it's gonna be a lot quicker for me to build this, but for you guys I would recommend that you basically start with particle board again, like I mentioned before, and just build it and make sure everything is in place before you start upgrading. Now on the underneath here, I would recommend that you basically change it to something else. So you could reverse the stairs, or you can just basically make it into like an upside down ramp. So if I just get the ramp here like that, so it looks like that. Okay, and then once you're happy with this placement, you can just start upgrading it to whatever you want really. So I'm just gonna upgrade this to steel like that, and just upgrade it all the way along here. But it's just leave this for now for the time being, but you can just focus on the stairs just for the center section anyway. And then for the stairs, we are basically let me just upgrade this one. For the stairs, we are going to do the pyramid stairs at the bottom. So we're going to do stairs like that. The corner ones like this. Like that. Another one here. And then the block-wise, we basically put in those 2 blocks. And then we put in the normal stairs. So we're just going to copy this shape. Thank you very much. And then simple rotation like that. And the same here, like so, and the same for here, like so. So you see the kind of shape that I'm going for here is going to be like a pyramid. If I just upgrade this, you kind of see what it kind of looks like. Yep, so it's kind of like a pyramid. That way it makes it a little bit easier for kind of zombies to come up here. There's no kind of obstructions for them to block away. So we're just going to basically replicate this on this side and both sides of those stairs as well. So I'll be right back once I've built the pyramid stairs. So your stairs should essentially look something along like this. So you can see what I mean by the pyramid stairs. They're kind of like, well, pyramiding up into the middle. And then in this middle section here, it's totally up to you how you want to do this. You can either just leave it as like a one big column, or you can just use the poles here like this as well. So we can do a pole like so, like this, and then you can basically attach it to the sides here. So let's have this one like this one. Oh, placed that wrong. Wait, get rid of that. This is why you use particle board. 1, 2, 3. So that's supporting that. And we got this one. 1, 2, 3. So that is now supporting that. And if you're happy with the whole placement, just go ahead and upgrade everything. So all this can be upgraded to steel like so, like that, and the same with this one as well. Now the board at the end here, I say board, it's like a diving board, right? It's totally up to you how you want to do this, but you can either leave it as it is, and then that way you can have the blocks in, or you can have one more extra, which I personally like because it's kind of like overhanging the hole, so there's no chance of them just falling onto there. So overhang here, and then we'll deal with like the cheesy 4 blocks afterwards. So yeah, this is the stairs and the catwalk all completed. Let's deal with the main body now, where you're basically going to be standing and throwing your bombs. So to start with the body, you're obviously going to need your legs, right? So we're going to do the pole thing again. So we're going to grab this, put the pole, and then you're going to go 1 block here, like so, miss a block, and then put 1 here, miss a space, and then 1 here, right? That. And then you're basically going to rotate that around, like so, like this, and like this. And then this is basically your corner, all right? So you can now rotate this on this side, and you can now rotate this on this side as well, right? So then that way, this is going to be your main corner. We're going to just basically keep building this up like so, and you're going to make this 3 high, okay? So let's see, it's already 1, 2, and 3. And you're basically going to build this up so it's all 3 high. So just to show you that again, we're going to start from here, like that, miss a space, put 1 here, miss a space, put 1 here, and then we're going to rotate around like that. And then on this side we're gonna put 1 on the inside and put 1 on the inside as well. And then in the middle you're basically gonna do the same as what you have here. So you're gonna put 1 right here, like that, right here, and then you're gonna put 1 on the inside and on the inside as well. Same again on this way. You're gonna put 1, let's do this inside first, outside, inside, oh, didn't want to do that, and then outside like that. Okay, so essentially this is going to be your legs, and you're basically going to build this up to 3 all the way along the outside. So I'll be right back once I've built the legs, and then we'll start building on the main body. So once you've built your legs, it should look something along the lines of like this. And then I did forget to mention that the middle, well, the inside corner of these corner pieces should have a pole as well. So they shouldn't be L-shaped, they should be just a square block, right? That, okay? So same with this one and same on the opposite side, all right? So once you've done that, you just need to nerd pole up here, like that, with your frames. And then I'm just going to use steel blocks here, and you're just basically going to put your floor down like this on the outside here. Now it's going to look slightly different to that one, because in that one I use pole plates, and there is a bug in the game. Coppers can see you through pole plates. That's why when I was showcasing this, I was getting like the coppers spitting at me from outside for no reason, even though they couldn't see me. So to kind of rectify that, I'm just going to stick with the blocks here. It just makes it a little bit easier to see as well for you guys. So I'm just going to do this all the way around the outside, and then we're going to put 1 here, put 1 here, and then go all the way to this side, and we're going to replicate that as well. Is that right? No, wait. 1 more here, like that. So you're going to have 3 in the middle, like that, okay? In the middle, you are going to put some ramps down. This is where you basically are going to throw your grenades down. So pretend that this is all being built up. You're basically just going to throw your grenades down like that, okay? There's going to be a gap, and you can throw it down, and they're basically going to ricochet down into that pit down there, right? So all I'm going to do now is basically build this box for you to sit on like that. And for the height of the box as well, you're basically just going to do 4 heights. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the same again on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to basically bring that across like this. So I'm just going to cheat a little bit here, like that. So you're basically going to do that all the way across here, and so you have a solid floor and a solid frame. So I'm going to quickly do this, and I'll be right back to show you what it kind of looks like. So the frame is done. So all you have to do now is basically fill in the sides here like this. So we're just going to quickly fill this in. So these are just the sides, and then on the back here you're going to leave a gap for your door, right? So you're just going to fill this in, leave that 2 space there for your door, like that, and then you can fill the rest in like so. And the same for this side. And then on the front you're going to bring it in once like that, and on this side as well. And then what you can use is the double poles here like so, and then you're just going to rotate them so they're on this side. So we're going to do advanced rotation. So remember, to do advanced rotation you're just going to hold your R key and do the one with the 3 arrows on either side of the box. You're just going to rotate it like that. On this side you're going to do one on top as well, and in the middle we're just going to change it up a little bit. We're just going to make it so it's vertical like that instead. Just kind of gives it a little bit of a nicer look, and that's essentially it. So yeah, you're going to go throw your grenades down there like that. No chance of it rebounding. There's no chance of you falling down either. Just a little change like that, okay? And then you're just basically gonna put the ceiling on, and then with the ceiling, you're just gonna leave a gap in the corner. Well, it's up to you where you want to put it, but I'm just going to leave a gap in the corner. That way I can put a ladder down. So if I just quickly fill in the roof here like that, and then I'm just going to use the basic board here because you can see it a lot better. I'm going to put some ladders like so, like that, up to the top, up to the ceiling, so I can get up here like so. And then all you have to do is put a hatch down like that, rotate it so the hinge opens on the outside like so, and then it's up to you. You can embellish this a little bit. You can just put some bars down around the outside like so, just so that if anybody comes up here, they're not going to fall off or anything like that. You can do the corner ones as well, like this, like so. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that to you guys. I can finish that off later. And then the door you're basically gonna put so it's facing on the outside. Okay, so if I just show you here, if I do that, rotate it so the door is on the outside, that way if any zombies kind of do manage to jump up here for whatever reason, they're gonna hit the door and they're just gonna fall down instead of being on the inside where there's a gap waiting for them to land on. All right, so this is basically done. This is basically your throwing pit. The next thing is just to add the copper spit defense, and that's what all those kind of pins are for. So go ahead and do that. To get out here, you just basically jump out here. Oh yeah, ladder wise, you just need to put a ladder, or entry wise, you just need to put a ladder here, and it just needs to be 2 off the ground. So as you can see, it's 2 off the ground. That way zombies can't actually jump up, but you can, just like that. Okay, so that's your entry, that's the box, all done, donezo. So let's focus on the copper screens, or the copper defense, or whatever you want to call them. So for the rest of this, you basically are going to be using the plate. Okay, so this is not the pole plate that I was using before. I was using this one. Don't use these blocks, guys. Coppers can see through the pole plates. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just, you know, hasn't been coded properly, but use the normal plates. Coppers shouldn't be able to see you through those. And once you've got that, you're basically just going to put them along here like this, like so. So then that way, oh, do not want to do that. That way coppers shouldn't be able to see you from the side, and they shouldn't be able to spit at you at all. So yeah, make this basically the same height as your build. So we're just going to finish off like this. So it should look something like that. So it's just a big flat wall basically. And then on the inside, you're basically going to do the same, but you're going to rotate it so it's a flat against this wall right here. Like so, like that. Okay, so you're just going to build this up like that. So it's essentially the same height along here, like that, like so. Okay, and then on the back wall here, you're gonna do the exact same. You're gonna rotate this around on this side, and then whoops, fell off. And then just continue this on so it's the same height, like so. This is a little bit tricky because it is quite a thin surface edge to kind of jump on, but you'll get the hang of it. You'll get the hang of it, right? So I'm gonna basically build this on this side, and we'll be right back, and then I'll show you what it should look like. But if I just do a flyby right now, that's kind of what it should look like. Just like a screen here, a screen here, and a screen here. That way, if I was a copper, I can't see where I'm going to be stood at all from here at all. And then if I stand over here, I can't be seen at all. The only way coppers are going to see me is if I stand literally right here underneath, and coppers aren't really gonna stand here at all too much. So I'm just gonna basically build this on this side, and then we'll move on to the backboard. So the side pieces have been put in place, or the screens if you like. And before I actually do the backboard, I almost forgot the essential thing. The thing that's actually going to make the zombies go across to you is the cheesy blocks right here. I totally forgot how to do actually to add those in. So I'm just going to put some boards down here just so I can see properly. And then essentially what I'm going to use is the wedge 60 tip corner top. Okay, we're just going to use that, and to kind of help the zombies along, thinking there's a path here, because right now there's no path, right? So they're never going to take the stairs up to here, right? So to help them kind of think that there's a path here, we're going to basically put in a corner right this, putting one right like this, and then you can either put one there like that, and then the last block, which I can kind of see, is going to be right there, right? So if I just put one right here like so, that way the zombies can think that all these blocks are fulfilled, so when they start running across, they should fall down. And these blocks here, they can be whatever you want, right? So just as an alternative, if I didn't use the corners here, I think a lot of people are using the what is it, the pole centered, this one, is it like that? You can use that as well, whoops, to get to you. And then they will be able to get to you at this point, but you can just like knock them down if you really wanted to. Or the alternative is, I've seen people use this as well, using the, I think it's on the side, right? Like that. Okay, so I've seen people use this as well. It's, again, it's totally up to you. You guys have probably seen more videos than I have in regards to like building horde bases and cheesy blocks and all that kind of stuff. I personally will use the arrow wedge tips because I know that works. I haven't tested the rest here, so I'm just going to put the wedge tips back in like so, because I know they work for the base that I've got designed here. And then finally we're going to do the plate, so let's just go up to the roof and then we can put the plates in from the main body of the base. So once you get to the roof, it's going to get a little bit precarious here, so just be a little bit careful. So there's numerous ways you can do this. It's, again, it's totally up to you, right? You can either just kind of like put the plate here like this, and extending it out. And in fact, this is probably what I'm going to do, so it's a little bit easier. And once you've done that, just basically put the plate on this side, rotate it around like so. You can rotate it anytime you want, so you can do it on this side like that. And then just to give it a bit of like cheesiness, we're just going to grab some paint here and put a target on it like that, okay? Just to add a little bit of fun. So now if I grab my stone, the target is going to be right there. So it's going to jump right down in the middle like so. Okay, so you can just aim for that. If you feel like this is kind of getting in the way, you shouldn't have any zombies kind of jumping through anyway, but you can just basically get rid of that block and you just throw them in a little bit willy-nilly. It really is up to your testing. I find that, you know, I'm quite happy putting the pole in here. I mean, I've not had any kind of spiders or anything like that. It's kind of jumping in, but you never know, you never know. So that's the build, folks. So if you guys like this build and it's inspired you to build your own kind of pit style horde base, by all means go ahead and do it. This is just my idea of a pit horde base. This is, you know, there's so many ideas. Your mind, your imagination is your limit. Go ahead, go ham, let me know what you guys build, and if it was helpful, make sure you subscribe and like, and I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.